Now let's move on to talk about the career opportunities that are in place. And let's start out with thinking about being in control of your career and your future, because who's not going to want that? And you have to ask yourself the question, do you currently have control over your income, your schedule, your advancement, your benefits, and your retirement? Look at some of these prominent publications. Fortune magazine, finished at 40. Fortune again, 50 and fired. U.S. News, where did my career go? Time magazine, will you ever be able to retire? It's pretty scary times, and it's all about control. That's why we're so excited about financial education services. We are growing right now, and the reason we're growing is because we're different. We're unique. We are something called hybrid marketing, and hybrid marketing is where corporate America meets entrepreneurship, and that's what FES is about. We give you the opportunity to work in a way that you'll be rewarded for everything you do.
And so how does all that work? Well, what do we do to earn that income and those benefits? Well, we have two divisions. The first division is really about developing sales and developing a pipeline for sales, developing what we call corporate accounts. And then we have the business development side, where we have the ability to recruit, train, and manage a nationwide sales organization, which is a big part of achieving wealth, incorporating the efforts of others. Let's first start out with corporate accounts. Well, think about it. How many businesses out there today rely on having credit-worthy clients? A lot of them. So you think about a mortgage broker, a car dealership, or real estate agent, they rely on having credit-worthy clients, meaning they have unqualified buyers. What we're able to do with individuals like that is team up with them, work with them to help them to turn their unqualified buyers into qualified buyers. And by doing so, that enables us to go out and develop these win-win relationships to help them succeed, and then we in turn can succeed as well. Also, when you look at other businesses and industries, bankruptcy attorneys, loan modification companies, debt settlement companies, tax professionals, things of that nature, they're working with their clients trying to help them with their service, but in turn, their credit is being damaged. So we can step in and help those individuals to get back on track, get a second chance. And so these relationships can be created to lead us to an array of sales opportunities. So when you look at personal sales, if you're going out and you're selling our protection plan membership, for each $87 protection plan, you have the opportunity to earn $50. You can earn more, and we'll get to that, but you can earn just by selling the service. You could choose to earn $50. And so when you go out and you think about, as an agent, you sell a service to somebody, $50, another customer $50, another customer $50, this can add up if you look at it as more of a supplemental income type of thing. We even offer an opportunity for people that want to get started and really get to work, get out of the gate quickly. When you make 2 protection plan sales within your first 30 days, you'll get an additional what we call $50 fast track bonus. So the income potential is there. On a part-time basis, you go out and sell 3 protection plans a week, you're looking at $600 per month. Now, for somebody that's already struggling to make an extra $600 per month, it's a pretty good deal, considering that how long it's going to take you to sell the service. Let's call it an hour. You're looking at $50 an hour. There's not a whole lot of places you can get a second job or supplemental income opportunity for $50 an hour. So $600 per month. What if you got 6 customers per week? That's $1,200 a month. What if you got 15 customers per week? I mean, that's almost $40,000 a year. That for a lot of people is like a full-time job. Now remember, this is just you doing it yourself. This is you going out, you establishing the relationships and developing the sales to make $40,000 per year. But you don't have to do it yourself. Now, in addition to the protection plan membership, we also offer the ability to sell some of the other services individually. So some of the services within the protection plan you could sell individually, and some of the other services that aren't in the protection plan we have that you can also offer individually.
Now let's move on to the business development side. And we believe in a very important philosophy, and that is incorporate the efforts of other people. And J. Paul Getty, who was a prominent billionaire, I believe, said it best when he said, it's better to get 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of your own. But you see, most of us weren't taught that. What were we taught? To do everything ourselves. They even told us, if you want it done right, do it yourself. But when you look at successful people, don't they incorporate the efforts of other people? Don't other people work for other people? And therefore, that's what makes the company grow, and that's what builds higher levels of sales volume. You think about franchising as a great example. McDonald's doesn't have one store that they do all that volume out of. You think about billions and billions and billions of hamburgers sold. It wasn't done out of one store. It was done around the world through many, 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 many stores. Same philosophy. Why not go out, incorporate the efforts of other people, and build a team? And so we created a program that allows you to enroll other people as agents into FES so they can pursue their own career, and you can benefit from that progress.
So what we're able to do with our company is we have something established called our Customer Acquisition Bonus Program. And that means that when you get started and you're an agent, you have the ability to go out and bring on a new agent. And when that new agent has a couple of protection plan sales, upon them getting started, they get to work, they have a couple of protection plan sales, you just made what we call $100 CAB bonus. Plus, you'll have the opportunity to generate residual income. Now, this is off of another individual in your business having these sales. Now, then you have an opportunity to move up. Who controls when you move up? You do. When you and your team accumulate a total of $1,600 in volume, you become what we call a field trainer. Now, as a field trainer, you bring on a new agent. That new agent has a couple of protection plan sales upon them getting started and so forth. Now you just made $160 in your CAB bonus plus residual income. Because remember, these protection plans paying $87 a month, so there's residual income associated with that. But you don't have to stop there. You can move up to senior field trainer. That's $5,000 in volume between you and your whole team. And then you, again, bring on a new agent that gets started, has a couple of protection plan sales. You just made $240 in your CAB bonus plus residual income. How about up to sales director? $10,000 in volume between you and your entire team. You bring on a new agent. They go out and have a couple of protection plan sales. That's $380 you just earned. So think about it. Now, you're a sales director. You go out and bring on a new agent. You help them and work with them. They've got a couple of protection plan sales now. You make $380. Is it possible you could do it 2 times a week? Is it possible you could do it 3 times a week? Well, if you do, you're making now over $1,000 a week. And now you start to see how, wow, people can transition out of their current job, where a lot of times they don't want to be, into this great career with FES to earn this money and have this freedom and this flexibility and this quality of life. So it's amazing. Now, think about this for a second. You're going to bring on new agents. You have the opportunity to earn these customer acquisition bonuses. Well, you know what? You're going to have your new agents who are going to want to do the same thing. So how does that work? So let's just say you were a field trainer. You bring on a new agent, and that new agent adds an agent to their team. They go on and bring on a new agent, and that new agent has a couple of protection plan sales. Well, now the agent that you introduced to the business gets a $100 CAB bonus and residual income, and you make $60. Now think about this for a second. You might live in Atlanta, right? And you may know somebody that lives in Michigan, and they get started, and that person in Michigan may know somebody in Los Angeles, California, and they have a couple of protection plan sales all the way out in Los Angeles, and yet the person in Michigan just made $100, and you're in Atlanta and you made $60. I mean, can you see how exciting that could be? And so that's as a field trainer. But if you were a senior field trainer and the same thing happened, you would earn $140, and your agent that introduced that new agent would make $100. But you would earn $140, and you would have that residual income coming in. And if you were a sales director, same scenario. You bring on a new agent who brings on a new agent. They had a couple of protection plan sales. You just made $280 plus residual income. So this can add up. And what's exciting is it doesn't just stop there. This goes all the way up to what we call a senior executive vice president, all the way up to $550. And we're talking about this pays to unlimited levels. So I'll give you an example. As a vice president, right here, if you look at vice president, they get up to $500. So they bring on a new agent, and that new agent goes out and has a couple of protection plan sales. That vice president just made $500. But when they help their new agent bring on some new agents who also generate some protection plan sales, they're going to get $400 every time that happens. 400, 400, 400, 400, 400, 400, 400. So as you might imagine, that as your organization grows, as your team develops, you know, you've got all these different CAB bonuses coming in. It adds up. It could be a considerable amount of money. Now, that's as a vice president. But that works at any level to unlimited levels. But let's bring it down, because vice president, $100,000 in volume a month. It's a significant position with our company. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of effort to get there. But let's lower it down to sales director. Okay, back to $10,000 in volume, just $10,000 in volume between you and your team. So imagine this as an example. You've got some people, different parts of the country, and let's just say during a month, you go out and your team grows by 20 agents, not because one person got 20 agents, but because you were able to go out and have one agent got 2, and another agent got 1, and another agent got 4. No one's breaking records. Everyone's doing a little bit. And let's just say those new agents that got started only did a couple of protection plan sales, all right? They had a couple of protection plan sales. And what does that mean to you as a sales director? Well, how about $5,000 in total CAB bonuses for that month? How about that? And so when you look at that, you say, wow, because when you look at overall income, there's a lot of people that don't make $5,000 a month working really, really hard at a full-time job. And this is something that's very doable. Of course, it takes work, effort, commitment, training, and so forth. But you can get there, and then you can go beyond. But if you're earning $5,000 a month anyway, that puts you in the top 10% of the money earners in the country. So when you look at it, say, what if I was able to do this once a month? I'm earning about $5,000 a month. But what if I was able to do it once a week? Now you're looking at about $20,000 a month. I mean, that's above average income, and that can really change people's lives. But you don't have to stop there. What if you did it twice a week? I mean, you do the math. You start to figure out what this can look like. But as a company, we don't stop there. Because you know what we do? We not only want to help people generate an income, we want to help them to develop a residual income. We like to say we don't want to just help people to help people make money when they work. We want to help people make money when they don't work. And that's the power of residual income through our protection plan membership. So here's an important question. After everything you've heard so far, think about this. Do you believe it's possible? And I don't know whether this is going to happen over the next week, whether it's going to happen over the next month, whether it's going to happen over the next year.
If all of a sudden you don't have that job anymore, do you still have stability? Isn't stability when you earn money when you don't work? See, when you work, you're getting paid. But that's not stable if all of a sudden you lose the ability to work, whether it's because you have a health issue or you got laid off. What if you can make money for something you've already done? What if you were getting paid again and again and again for something you did a year ago, a month ago, a week ago? See, the reality of it is people start over every week, every month, every year, don't they? Here we give people the opportunity to build a residual income. Now let's start out with the premise that you know people that need our services. And you got to think about that. Do you know people, and do you believe there's people out there that need a will, trust, power of attorney, that need to significantly increase their credit score, that need to protect their identity, and so forth? Well, if you believe that you know, or you believe you could come in contact with at least 5 other people that want our services as customers or want to be agents, and you find those 5 people, do you know that your protection plan is free? Remember earlier we talked about you can get the services for free. We're showing you how. When you get 5 personally enrolled agents and or customers on the protection plan, your service is now free. How nice is that to be able to go out and work with a company that will set you up with all the services we offer for free and allow you to earn unlimited income? Now, what if those 5 people went out and also found 5 people to do the same thing? You just added 25 more people to your team, and if those 5 got 5, that's 125 more, and if those 5 got 5, that's 625, and if those 5 got 5, that's 3,125. If we stop right here and added all that up, that's almost 4,000 people, isn't it? 4,000 people responsible for your income. Here's my question for you. How many do you have now? Wouldn't you say most people would say 1? Well, 1 isn't stability. Having thousands of people responsible for your income, that's stability. Now, of course, the odds of you getting 5 that get 5 that get 5 that get 5 exactly like that is highly unlikely, because you're going to get somebody that gets 2, and someone else gets 7, and someone else might get 20, and someone else might get none. But understand, multiplication, exponential growth, and that's one of the major keys to helping you to be successful. Now, if we went one step further, one level deeper, now you're talking about 15,000 people. You got a total of almost 20,000 people responsible for your income. You know what kind of earnings we're talking about there? We're talking about $75,000 a month. How about $75,000 a month? Of course, some people are like, I definitely need to earn $75,000 a month. And then other people are very skeptical, and some people aren't going to believe. They think this is pie in the sky. I could assure you that if you went out and did this, you would have the potential to earn that kind of money. But even if you didn't believe it, what if you just earned 10%? What if you only earned $7,500 a month? What if you only did 10% of this example? $7,500 a month, that's an excellent income. It's above average income. And remember, it's residual income, so that is stable. But what if it was only 10%? What if you only got 1% of what is being shared here? That's still $750 a month coming into your household residually, right? Recurring. And that is what makes it powerful. Now, on top of that, we also reward you for accumulating those protection plans by giving you benefits, something we call the R&R Club. And the R&R Club stands for rest, relaxation, and retirement, which also you get that for developing recurring and residual revenue, also quite a few R's. This is a program that we are working on and will officially launch when our company as a whole accumulates 5,000 protection plan memberships, and we are certainly well on our way. Now, as an individual agent, in order to capitalize on these benefits, you've got to have a minimum of 500 protection plan memberships within your team. What do you get when you start accumulating those kind of protection plan memberships? You get a monthly Audi payment. You also have the ability to earn one-time cash bonuses. You get the ability to increase that Audi payment, so therefore you can drive an upgraded Audi, a significant car. You also have the opportunity to get a monthly house payment. Think about it. What are some of your biggest expenses? Your house and your automobile, and both of those can be paid for by the company as a benefit for your hard work. We also have something called a monthly retirement bonus. We want to make sure that our agents are well taken care of in retirement, and we've got a great program. And then we even have additional cash bonuses that are significant. We're talking about the ability to earn hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in additional bonuses, even millions of dollars. Now, when you think about all of that put together, the income potential through our customer acquisition bonus, when you think about all the residuals you can earn through accumulating protection plans, and then on top of that, the benefit package we put together, there's just nothing else like it. And when you think about working anyway, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, where can you go and get these kinds of benefits? Now, while we have the greatest service in the world, while it's extremely marketable, extremely timely and timeless, and while we're paying an extraordinary amount of money, there's nothing in the world, while it's extremely marketable, extremely timely and timeless, and while we're paying an extraordinary amount of money, there's nothing more important than our training and support system. Because what's the difference if you have the greatest car and you have the greatest engine, but you don't know how to drive it? See, we've got all the things you need to succeed, but more importantly, we're going to teach you how to drive it. We're going to teach you how to utilize it, and we do that through FES University. You see, in any organization, somebody's at the top that knows everything about that company and knows how to make it work. That person has 100% of the right information. But as information gets passed from one person to the next, that information gets diminished pretty quickly, doesn't it? It's kind of like a game we played as kids called Whisper Down the Lane or Telephone, where somebody whispered in someone's ear and then they whispered in someone's ear. What happened to the information by the time it went from the first person to the last person? It changed drastically. Same thing happens here, and that's why we do what we do in having a training system in place, because scientists say we only retain about 7 to 10% of what we hear. Well, let's say it was 50%. Let's say we were all well above average. Well, now it's down to 50% from one person transferring it to the next. Then it's down to around 25. Then it's down to around 12. Then it's 6. Then it's 3. Then let's say you want to take advantage of this opportunity. You want to start a career with FES, and the person in those 3% of the correct information is going to be teaching you. They're going to be mentoring you. They're going to be guiding you. Can you see how that's going to be a problem? And then you're going to train new agents that are coming on board. Can you see how that's not going to be effective? And that's why we set up our system. That's why we have FES University. Allows everybody from top to bottom to plug in and get 100% of the right information. And so what that does is two things. Number one, it doesn't matter who invited you. to look at FES. It doesn't matter that who introduced you to this career opportunity, because they can't impede your success. You can even go out and do better than the person invited you, and they won't mind, because they'll actually get a pay raise. And that is exciting. And then the second reason is you might be thinking this is a great opportunity, but just uncertain that you can go out and teach others. Well, you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is plug other people into our system, and they might go out and do better than you. And you know what will happen for you? You'll get advancement, you'll get a pay raise, you'll benefit from that. So in either case, you're in position to use our system to get the best results. We provide a lot of training. Online training, conference call training, local trainings, regional product trainings, even national advanced training workshops that travel around the country, and we spend weekends giving intense information to put our agents in the best position to succeed.
Arriving at this video usually means you've already seen what FES has to offer in terms of the great value of our services, the incredible earning possibilities available, and the training platform that is in place to help you succeed. And now it's just a matter of understanding exactly what it takes to get started, or if you've already seen some of what it takes to get started, just getting more details about it and being a little clearer. Or maybe you're looking at this because you're in the process of making that final decision and you just want some clarity on the steps it takes to actually get involved. So that's what we're going to take a few minutes to walk you through, what we call 4 steps to getting started. Now, the first step is you'll enroll and become an agent, and you'll have a couple of options. Option A, becoming a slow business builder, which you're going to invest $199 for your agency. And what's so neat about what we do, and we talked about this before, is we provide hybrid marketing. And what does that mean? That means we take the best of corporate America. Corporate America brings infrastructure. They put processes and systems in place so that people, when they work there, have something to follow. We do the same thing here, and you'll get all of that for $199. And I liken it to that of, like, say, a franchise. Could you go out and buy a McDonald's franchise for $199? Well, certainly not. It'd be more like $1 million. Why? Because they put a system in place that you could utilize, but what they do is one step further. They spend a lot of money on branding and advertising to bring in customers. Well, here, most people couldn't afford $1 million investment, so for $199, you're going to get the infrastructure. You get everything you need to run a successful business, but what do we got to do? We got to go out and do the work. We got to go out and get the customers. We got to go build our pipeline for sales and so forth. So think about it. You get started with a company where you'll have the ability right out of the gate to start making money. Now, you're going to also get your protection plan services for $87 a month. So as a slow business builder, it's $286, and then you have your monthly $87 protection plan membership. What are you going to be focusing on? You're going to be focusing on acquiring customers, which is going to lead to getting your services for free, because you get your services for free when you have 5 personally enrolled agents and or customers, any combination. You'll be working towards building a small team of agents, and what will happen is, because you acquire customers, you will get up to $100,000 in life insurance just by working with FES, and then also having the opportunity to supplement your income. Now, you could also choose option B. And many people do, most of our agents do. Why? Because when people get started with FES, they want to take this on as a profession. Even if they're doing it on a part-time basis, they want to be pros. And when you think about a pro, what's the difference between an amateur and a pro? Training, knowledge, experience. And that's what a pro business builder is doing. Not only are they going to make the same investment of a $199, a one-time agency fee to get their infrastructure, to get their system in place, and then $87 for the protection plan membership, but now what you're adding on is a high-level education. And if you think about education on a professional level, you know, for somebody who may want to be in the medical field, you might have somebody that wants to be a doctor. Well, that's a high level of education. That person wants to be a pro. They're going to spend more time, more energy, invest in their training versus somebody who may want to be a medical assistant. There's no right, wrong, good, or bad. It's about choice. But of course, a doctor is going to make more than a medical assistant. So it's the same thing here. If you want to make a considerable amount of money, you want to be a pro. What does a pro do? They acquire customers, of course. They, too, want to get their services for free. They certainly enjoy having up to $100,000 in life insurance. But here, these folks are looking to earn a significant amount of income. They're looking at this as even a way to transition maybe out of their current career into FES on a full-time basis. They're looking at this as a way for retirement. They're looking for financial freedom. And these agents are going to build a substantial team of agents, and they're very interested in the R&R Club membership. They're looking at that as a way to get that Audi payment all the way up through potentially earning even millions of dollars. So you want to make that decision, slow business builder, or are you interested in really being a professional with FES? Now, one of the things, as we mentioned, the training is the key element when you're a pro. What are you going to learn at the training at FES University Secrets of Success, which is an intense weekend-long program to show you the things that you need to be a pro. How to establish corporate accounts, how to sell the protection plan membership, how to establish that substantial team of agents, how do you manage a nationwide organization, how to really understand how to maximize the compensation plan and build a long-term residual income, and then most importantly, how to become a successful FES leader and how to have the right mindset and attitude for success with FES. And who are you going to learn from? You're going to learn from the best. You're going to learn from top producers how to be a top producer. So once you've got that decision made, now you're an agent. And what are you going to receive once you are an agent? Well, you're going to get a personal welcome from the company. You're going to get an online new agent starter kit. You're going to get a personalized website. Once again, we don't have to be innovative. We don't have to go out and start from scratch to create all the tools and resources, because that's part of the infrastructure that is being given to us when we make our investment of $199. So think about that for a second. Where can you go? Get a website, and then beyond the website, get an online sales tracking system, which tracks all your sales and also tracks the new agents coming on board. And think about, as your team expands nationwide, what kind of investment would it take to put a software program together that would do all of that?